Yo, Dry Polar Bear. Just wanted to talk about how I made my first 100 divines into the league. It's about 100, all right? It's not exact, but just to go over some of the issues I had on league start with currency making and where I went good, where it went bad, and whatnot. So I started the league off thinking I'd farm a bunch of essences, right? I just I noticed there's essence on the map device, right? 3 chaos for a bunch of extra essences. That sounded really great, really fun, and super easy because you can farm these in white, yellow, red maps. It doesn't really matter. You can start doing this like really early on in the league as soon as you get all your points on the Atlas tree. So for my 32-hour league start stream, I just did a bunch of essence. And at the end, I had roughly 17 divines in essences. But yeah, nobody's gonna buy that many essences, and it was just my brain was just fried. I wasn't thinking correctly. I farmed essences way too hard. I even sold at like 50. I tried selling at 50%. I ended up selling all my essences at the end of the stream for 30% of PoE Ninja prices. Now, maybe I could have upgraded them all to shrieking. It would have been easier, right? But yada yada. I don't know, dude. My brain was fried. All right, it was 32 hours in. Yeah, I mean, can you blame me? On League Start, my brain was just absolutely fried. So yeah, that was my day one, day two. I ended up getting enough to get an apothecary, which is really nice. And so my day three, because I kind of like slept through it, right? Like it's 32 hours. I don't know. Felt like day two to me, but it was day three of the league. I sold the apothecary, upgraded my character to pretty much what I have right here. I don't think I've made too many upgrades. The big thing, guys, if you're playing this build, if you're playing any suppression build, you can search this mod on the trade site. This is crazy. This mod is insane. Recover 3% life when you suppress damage is so wild, right? It's the life on block for suppress, but you always get it. Every time you take spell damage, you get 3% of your life. So you're pretty much just taking 3% of your life off of whatever the damage is that you're taking. It makes you immune to so much content, and it helps out so much in mapping, doing expeditions, breaches, like doing my invitations for my Elder Guardians, doing whatever. You just get this mod and then try to craft a shield on it. Luckily, streamer luck, I searched this mod and I found someone selling a T2 fractured suppression base with this modifier on it for 1 divine. So you probably won't be so lucky. You'll have to roll your suppression with resistance essences or with a greed essence if you don't want to craft life. Something like that, right? You just add essence. Anyways, day 3, I want to try breaches, guys. Breach, oh my god. Dude, log in. Did you see the new breaches? They buffed them. Oh my god. And skins were expensive, all that, yada yada. So I spec'd my entire Atlas tree into being breaches. And it's still my Atlas tree right now. Just about. Man, breaches were very disappointing. I was extremely disappointed. I did a non-Chayula compass farm for breaches for some maps, and it was okay, but you really just don't get much, right? I'm picking up 2 toll splinters, 2 Zoff splinters. It's fun killing the monsters, don't get me wrong. That was an absolute blast. I really loved that, right? Especially once I upgraded and got Legacy of Fury. I'm running around. I pop my Vault Cold Snap. I'm blasting, dude. But it just, when I looked at my tabs at the end, when I calculated it all up and Exilence next, it just wasn't giving me that much currency. And I was disappointed because my day 1 and 2 was scuffed with essences. And my day 3 was scuffed with breaches. And it just wasn't that good. So at the end of the day, I was just, it was down bad, man. It was one of those moments. I'm sure we've all been there, right? You've all been there. You've had like your league start, you're not making as much currency. You look at Grimro's stream and he is just absolutely blasting and he goes, yo, what's going on, guys? And his tab has like 50 divines in it and you have like 4. And it's just like, oh, down bad. So yeah, I just went with Old Faithful. I tried not to do it this league, but we went back to Old Faithful, which is our boys, the Expedition duos. Tujin and Dannig. The TLDR on this, okay? I made so much money. I bought I think I ran like 80 to 100 logbooks yesterday. Dude, I'm rolled in it. That's what I did all day. I made so much just spamming logbooks. Now, I bought one apothecary back. I bought one apothecary back. I got one from a stack deck. Okay, so I didn't get both of these from just spamming that, right? But I did get enough to buy another apothecary after I sold my first one to just upgrade my build a bunch and invest into breaches, which didn't work out at all. Uh, we did a little trolling. I was able to buy my Forbidden Bloom for Ignite Vortex. That's going to be really nice when I swap. This was like 16 divines or something. I was able to get that at the end of the day. Rebuy my Apothecary at like 34 divines. I have like a bunch of shit that I still need to sell. I have like random conquerors. I have my essence tab. I have my fossil tab. There's still stuff that I didn't bulk sell, like my sextants, but I'm gonna roll these today. There's a bunch of stuff. But yeah, it ran up to like 80, 100 divines or something that I have in my character and in total so far, which damn near most of it. That's not including both apothecaries. Damn near most of it is literally just all. It's damn near all just from breach or from expedition, not from breach, not from breach. If you want to know what the strategy was, it's really simple. So you have these logbooks, right? We're gonna do a druid. All right, druid sucks. I'm pretty sure. Am I correct? Is druid? I'm pretty sure druid is Gwenin. Let me price check it quick. Yeah, druid's Gwenin. Nobody does these. It's like 5C for a druid book. They're the absolute just most dumpster tier, but it'll be a good example. When you're doing your logbooks, we'll talk about logbooks first, and then we'll talk about an expedition in a map. There is one thing. Everyone thinks it's so complicated. It's so easy. All right? It is the easiest, one of the easiest. There's almost no reading involved until you get to a boss, okay? But you see this little blue symbol here. This is all you're getting in a logbook, right? You buy the logbook, you open it, and you're just getting these. You look at your map, you look for these little underground symbols, right? On my mini map, you can see this right here. It's like a little cave symbol, right? And you can see once I get close, you see it's like a little green there. It's going to open up and there's going to be a hole, and it's going to be a little side mini zone that'll have stuff in it. You do those because they're going to contain more of these. And these are artifacts. And that's what you're doing, is you're doing the logbooks, and you just like look on your map. You try to see like where most of them are. Like, do I see any artifact symbols up there? No, I'm going to come down here. I'm just going to go this way. Every zone has like a little area with like a door that opens up. So you see on this mini map here, there's going to be a little pocket here. You always want to make sure that you get to that. Some zones, some areas have like a door to a small like building or something in the desert layout. Some of them will like open up to a small arena like this one, where it's going to have like a little mini zone. But yeah, you just go through. I saw a little blue symbol over here, so I came over here. Maybe it wasn't worth it. I'm just going to press Shift V to come back, because I'm like, oh man, there's a lot of blue symbols over there on the right side, or on this left side of the map. So I'm going to come over here, get that one. You know, like boom, boom. I get these two here. Maybe I want to get that last one as well. I have two left, so I come up here, get this one, and I'm going to miss one of them, but I'll at least get this one. And you know, it's not bad. I only missed one of the artifact things. And then you just, before you go, you make sure you read your mods, because really all you got to look for is the yellow words while you're placing these down, at least for this build. You know, if you're another build, maybe the block one's really annoying and you just read for that block one. But I just look for immune to cold. If it doesn't have immune to cold, I click it, okay? Dot builds are so amazing. And then you just come through, you click the chests. You really only have to care about modifiers when you're going to do the boss. The boss, I'm not going to be able to show you because, you know, it's going to be, like a rare encounter, right? When you open a logbook, you're randomly going to see a skull on your minimap. Tujin is Vorana, and she is pretty easy to fight. She's not the easiest, but she's pretty easy. You see here, there's the mini zone, by the way, with, you know, some more artifacts. And this is all you're doing. You click these and you get artifacts, right? This should be a little dopamine hit for you. That little chunk, 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 seeing the artifacts come up. You get some for killing the monsters, you get some for whatever. But that's pretty much all you're doing with these. You know, the boss though. Verana, you can outskill her. So you can kind of roll Verana to be a little difficult. She's got a few moves. If you keep dialogue on, you'll get used to what her moves are. And you just flame dash right behind her. It's a lot of just timing, right? you do the thing that most Path of Exile bosses have, where you can just walk around them in a circle and dodge the 1 or 2 abilities they have that kind of will track you and hit you if you don't flame dash quick enough. And she is the exact same way. She's got a thing where she disappears into the smoke. You just keep an eye on the mini-map. Her icon will pop up, and then you can just flame dash behind her or be at the opposite side of the arena when she tries to, jump you and whatnot. But she's pretty easy. And you want to stack remnants, which are... Here, I'll show you. Or wait, I can't show you. The logbook's done. The remnants were the things that had the modifiers on them, right? It's going to add resistance to the monster. And they have like it's a good side and a bad side. They'll add like quantity, they'll add res or whatever. You can try to pay attention to those, but it's really annoying to do that, and it's not so time efficient. Right now, you only have to worry about artifacts. You don't have to worry about getting quantity of items dropped by runic monsters or getting the stacked decks and then getting a really long good chain. These are things that you can happen into, or you can half pay attention to if you want to really spurg with it. But I made a bunch of money just doing artifacts, and that's kind of where they're priced at. These things are not priced where you have to squeeze and milk everything out. You need to run through the whole thing and plan out the perfect lineup for all your explosions. No. Look for blue symbol, explode blue symbol, and go underground. If you see a boss, add modifiers to that boss that don't make it impossible. Right, modifiers I will skip for my bosses. 50 fizzes extra chaos. That's a pain in the ass. I only have like 40 chaos res. No thank you. Hits cannot be evaded. I'll skip that because I want to be able to evade the attacks. Otherwise, it's really, really bad. Stuff like monsters always crit or have 100% critical strike chance against you when you're full life. You never want to do stuff like that. It's pretty obvious which ones you shouldn't do. But, like adding Lightning Pen to Verona is not that bad. Adding 15 damage isn't that bad. Giving her some attack speed is not that bad. But if you make it, hits can't be evaded, 60 attack speed on low life, 30 damage, and 50 fizzes extra chaos, and damage always poisons, you're gonna get dumpstered, right? She's gonna truck you. But anyway, that's how you do the logbook. Now, let's say you do a Black Scythe logbook. What do you do with all those artifacts? It's super easy. Just go to Tujin and then just start buying stuff, right? I ran through all my currencies, but, do you buy whetstones? Is that a really good currency item? Is it like a little bit good? No. Are augments a little bit good? No, not really. Random scarabs? Hell, a random rusted scarab? Sure, dude. Scour orbs? Yeah. Alterations? These aren't bad. Sure, you can buy those. A level 1 faster casting? No. 5 Esh Splinters? No. 250 Rogue Markers? No. The only currency you have to worry about spending is Greater Black Scythe. That's the one I've run out of, right? I have almost 10,000 lesser. I have like 2,600 of these. I have so many exceptional. You only ever need to worry about these because this is where all the good stuff is. The Scours, Chaos, Fusings, big stacks of stacked decks and whatnot will eat this up. But honestly, like I buy Chance Orbs with these and then I flip them with the vendor into Scouring Orbs, right? Chance Orbs are like 4-1 at the vendor in the epilogue. So I'll buy Chance Orbs even with Greater. But yeah, that's the only one you have to care about. Other than that, bro, you just vibe, right? If there's a Abyss Jewel, you can just buy Abyss Jewels. They're so cheap. I've sold a few of them for like 10C. You just put them in a 10C buyout tab, right? You just like fill your tabs out with a bunch of stuff. If you want, you can even go and corrupt all of these and try to get Corrupting Blood and whatever random stuff, maybe RMR or something like that. But I just have them in a 10C buyout. I've sold maybe like 5-10 of these, something like that. But yeah, you get a bunch of scarabs, you get a bunch of essences, you get a bunch of fossils from this that you're going to buy, and then you just bulk trade everything at the end. And you get a lot. Now, it's not going to feel like you get a lot because it's all bubblegum, right? But at the end of yesterday, I had like 4,000 alterations. I had 2,000 scours. I had 300 glass blowers. I haven't sold my elks, right? I have 2,700 elks. I had like 900 regrets, 3,000 fusings, I had gotten a lot of raw divines, and I had like gotten a lot of chaos, and I got like 700 stacked decks, which I opened to get that apothecary. Which it was funny. I got the apothecary in like 20 stack decks. I got it in like the first 20 stack decks, and then I was like, oh my god, I have to open the next 680 stacked decks, and I got absolutely nothing for the rest of them. But I can't be mad, right? I still got an apothecary. That is still a little bit annoying. We got a lot of baited tinks, lots of 10C cards that made a cool noise that got me excited. But yeah, it's all bubblegum currency. It doesn't feel like you make currency until you look at your stash with a tool like X Silence Next, which will look at your currency tab and tell you the rough value of all of your currency items. It will add up your fossils, your essences, your everything, right? And while there's might be some wiggle room, while it might not be completely accurate with things like essences, it is a more than accurate representation in all of your currency as a whole, right? Maybe it's only 80% accurate, but it's still 80% accurate, right? It's not going to be 10%, right? It's mostly currency, and then a little bit of essences, fossils, conqueror maps, random scarabs, fragment stuff, just random crap like that. But yeah, Tujin's a baller. Tujin's just a homie. He's always a homie. He's been a homie. He always will be a homie. For Dannig, it gets a little more tricky. So Danning's whole thing here, think of Dannig like an elevated Tujin farm. You're going to do a Sun logbook, and the Sun logbook boss, Allroth, is a little more tricky. You definitely make him a little bit easier, especially with defensive mods. You don't add max res. You don't add lots of max res shit pretty much, or like making him immune to curses, because he's just going to take so long then. He has like 3 phases. It's a pretty easy boss though. You just shield charge in a circle around him until he dies, and he'll have an invulnerability phase. You just keep shield charging around, and then he'll have like a phase where there's a crystal, and then Dannig will say, explode the crystal or something, and then you click 2 times on the plunger. He'll set a plunger by the crystal. You just click it 2 times, and then you keep shield charging around until you can damage him again. And that's like the whole fight, right? He has like a move. It shoots beams. You don't stand on the beams. There's fire on the ground. Don't stand on the fire on the ground, and don't stand on the crystal. But other than that, it's like just shield charge in a circle. But anyways, he's going to drop burial medallions. Danning's vendor window is really nice. You get the refresh currencies for everyone, and I bought all of them. You get Ostrogali, scrap metal, and exotic coinage. You buy them all. And he'll also give you artifacts on sale with his. So all of his artifacts, you're going to trade into Tujin artifacts. Now you can do it up here 1-to-1, but when you're refreshing and getting all of the reroll currency, sometimes he gives you logbooks, right? You're doing this. He is also going to give you the artifacts for Tujin on sale. So 0.7, 0.5, 0.8. You can get a lot of extra artifacts by just buying the ones that are on sale. And I'll buy all the ones on sale. I don't wait for the cheap ones, right? I'm not going to say, oh, it's only 0.8. I have to wait till 0.5. No, you just buy them, man. You just buy them, get it over with, and you click refresh, buy everything down here. Maybe Ostrogali's not worth it, maybe, but whatever, dude. You can make that determination yourself. And then once you got enough artifacts, you come over to Tujin and you do that. It's really just like a extra step to Tujin farming, and it's better because it gives more stuff. All right, doing Sun, it just gives more. All right, it's literally just better. Okay, because you get more stuff. All right, you're getting other scraps, you're getting artifacts in higher quantities. Right, as many artifacts as you get from Tujin, you're getting an extra multiplier on them because you're buying them on sale from Dannig, and then you're getting some logbooks on top. But yeah, that's it. That's expedition farming in logbooks. In maps, it's pretty easy as well. Everyone always asks me for an atlas tree. I mean, just come up the right side, type in expedition, and take every single node. Everything. Take these because you're probably poor and your build isn't too good yet, so you want to make the expeditions easier. Take these, take every node here. I guess don't take Gwenin and don't take Rog, okay? Just don't take those two. But you want Dannig and you want Tujin, so you get more Dannig and Tujin logbooks. And then I recommend going Growing Hordes and Stream of Consciousness. You can get a lot of expedition chance just off of your Atlas tree. And then going Growing Hordes, you buy whatever 4 of the cheapest. It can be all the same. You buy 4 of the cheapest scarabs. So this can be, 20 pack size. You could do polished. Maybe it's a little bit more. And you're getting an extra like 8 pack size, right? 28 to your map. The pack size helps drop more logbooks because you're going to have more monsters from your expedition. And when you're doing the actual expedition, it's really, really simple. All you're going to do is you're going to look for a few words, right? Obviously, you look for the one word that your build can't do, whether it's immune to cold, fire, lightning, chaos, physical, right? You are always going to keep your eye out for that word. Other than that, you're going to look for the word logbook, or you're going to look for the word quantity. You just look for quantity of items, right? It could be quantity of items. You also kind of want quantity of artifacts, but it's quantity of items. That's a good one. So logbook and quantity of items. Now, there's going to be stack deck. That's really good. There's going to be currency. That's really good too. If you see those, then you take those. But the logbooks and the quantity of items, that's the important stuff. And then the runic monsters, these skulls, the big one, right? You see there's like a small one here. There's small ones over here. And then you have the huge ones. These are the suckas that drop the logbooks. You need to explode every single one of these to get your maximum amount of logbooks and rerolls, right? The big skulls are the good ones. So you would skip the big skulls, or you try to not get them until you've reached, sometimes logbook is like all the way over there, right? If these are some of the only skulls here, the logbook might be all the way over here. So I put the plunger down here, then I come down here, and then I get these two. Then I come over here and get this one. And, maybe there's like a stacked deck right here. I get the stacked deck too. And I get a couple stacked decks or something. That's pretty much it, man. As long as your build isn't super, super weak, you can kind of handle these. If you don't roll your map too rippy and, whatnot, you may have to like keep your eye out for modifiers like always crit. That might be a little bit rough, but generally having your detonation chain 15% slower and the monster's already missing 20% of their life is really, really helpful. And you can even farm these in yellow maps, right? If you're down that bad, farming expedition in yellow maps is fine. And then you can run your own logbooks, like I had said. Now, when should you run logbooks? When should you do the maps? If you're poor, you do the maps. If you have any money to buy, like 10, 20 logbooks, maybe even 30, then you do logbooks. You don't want to have 200 chaos and buy 4 logbooks, run them, and have to sell everything from your 4 logbooks to be able to buy more, right? Like, obviously not. You want to have enough to run a bunch of logbooks. You want to be able to run logbooks almost all day, or at least for like your a session, right? And then you bulk sell everything. You liquidate everything that you made from all those logbooks at the end of the day. And then you get a big amount of currency, and you can buy even more logbooks the next day. And then you run all those logbooks and you go all the way to boom, and then you liquidate everything and you're like, oh my god, right? You don't want to like run 4 logbooks, liquidate, run 5 logbooks, liquidate, get to 8 logbooks. Like, you might as well just be doing the maps and getting logbooks yourself and just farming the maps themselves. You're going to make more money, and you're actually going to get XP. You're going to be able to level up. You're going to be able to go. So that is my guide. Anyways, same old faithful expedition strategy. I like it. No matter what, you can always go back to expedition or legion. Okay. It's always really good. My next strategy that I'm going to be doing, tune in on stream, I will be farming sextants. I'm going to be rolling sextants and doing some pretty neat stuff to be able to sell them very easily on the Forbidden Trove. Also, if you want a quick guide on bulk selling, we have a Maxroll article about that. Google Maxroll bulk selling. Anyways, like, subscribe, see you guys in the live stream, and hey man, good luck, have fun, and hopefully you make a bunch of currency and accomplish whatever your goal is. All right, peace, homies.